Welcome to Zimbabwe 24/7 TV channel. South Africa's Patriot Alliance PA leader Gayton Mackenzie has urged the Department of Home Affairs (DHE) to stand ready and deport the Zimbabwean nationals in South Africa who have vowed to march to their embassy to protest against election results in Zimbabwe. Home Affairs should stand ready at the Zimbabwean embassy to deport the whole lot, he said. The Zimbabwean election results have caused an uproar among Zimbabwe nation in South Africa who have vowed to protest against the results at their embassy in Pretoria. It is alleged that scores of unhappy Zimbabwean nationals in SA were planning to march to their embassy in protest of the election results. The protest action is also against the re-election of the Zimbabwe African National Union Patriotic Front ZANU-PF's President Emmerson Mnangagwa. The protesters are taking their displeasure over the election result to the streets. The suspicion is that the elections were rigged, unfair, unequally conducted, and politically damaging. Mackenzie said this showed that the nationalists were cowards who could not face their government and fight for their rights. Witchcraft of the highest order. Cowards, he said. ZANU-PF is the ruling party in Zimbabwe and has been since independence in 1980, with past polls being marked by violence and intimidation. This comes after the ZEC announced that Emmerson Mnangagwa emerged as president for the second term following the disputed election on Saturday. Mnangagwa won the election by 52% of the votes, slightly beating opposition leader Nelson Chamisa, who received 44% of the votes. He won with a difference of less than 10%. Meanwhile, Bid One South Africa, BOSA, has also called on the SA government to declare the Zimbabwean elections a shame and to immediately cease diplomatic engagement with the government of Zimbabwe. The call was also extended to the government to review its economic relationships with Zimbabwe, in the same way that ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, has taken a strong position on COPs in the West African region. It is time for SADC, Southern African Development Community nation, to take strong position on irregular and unfair election. BOSA calls for an extraordinary summit of SADC nations to discuss the election crisis in Zimbabwe and how to resolve the impasse, it said. BOSA alleged that the elections were not fair and free. The elections in Zimbabwe have not been free, fair or transparent. South Africa and the SADC region cannot proceed with business as usual while there is a democratic crisis in a key SADC nation, it said. It stated that the numerous irregularities observed, opposition rallies were arbitrarily and capriciously banned. There was limited access for opposition parties to state media on print, radio and television, and opposition politicians were arrested during the election. These actions had the cumulative effect of limiting the ability of opposition parties to exercise their political rights and speech rights, is said. Thank you for watching our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like our channel.